So, I want to actually share with you a case study of some rebranding work that I did with my client, SCA Tissue. And the work that I'm going to present was written in collaboration with Neil Blackburn, and I will try to tell his part of the story as best I can. SCA is a quite large Swedish company that makes paper products like kitchen towels and toilet roll. And historically it has concentrated on retailer brands, but recently has become much more of a branded business. In 2007, P&G decided to exit its European paper business, and SCA was excited to be able to buy the rights to Bounty and Tempo and Charmin brands. Now, managing these brands was very exciting for SCA, but also a challenge. It quadrupled their UK brand portfolio. It required a massive change in the way that the company organised itself, and just to make things even more difficult, P&G attached all sorts of draconian conditions to the sale. So, while the Tempo brand, for instance, was an outright buy of the global brand, SCA only bought the rights to Bounty and Charmin's European brand licence, and that would expire after 3 years, after which point SCA would not be able to use any Procter & Gamble equities from these brands. And so tens of millions of pounds had been invested in building up these brands' equities, and all of that was in danger of being lost if SCA managed the process badly. So SCA then considered the following options. So option number one was to try to migrate Charmin to Velvet, which was a brand that SCA already owned. Or another option was simply to delist Charmin and replace it with Tempo, which SCA had just acquired from P&G without any conditions attached. Or they could create a new brand from scratch. So they did some category analysis, and what they found is that Charmin customers are incredibly disproportionately loyal to their brand. And when focus groups were showing things like this, they were deeply unhappy about the prospect of Charmin turning into Velvet. And as Charmin was estimated to be worth £91 million, this was really not something that SCA wanted to get wrong. So they decided to create a new brand that they hoped would bring all of these sensitive Charmin loyalists along with it, while at the same time convincing P&G that the new brand and Charmin had absolutely nothing in common. And that's when they called up Laws Consulting for some semiotics. So, quickly, semiotics, you've probably heard me say this before, most of you. It's not just a research method, it's part of a new research paradigm. As you know, our traditional market research methods, both quant and qual, have emerged out of human psychology. There's an underlying idea that we're all individuals, we're all unique, special snowflakes with our own little personalities, and there's a lot of secret stuff locked away in here. Attitudes, beliefs, prejudices, motivations, and so on. And so the job of the skilled market researcher traditionally, with the help of a finely crafted survey questionnaire or discussion guide, has been to get all of the stuff out of people's heads and make it visible. And so that's known as the inside-out model of research. In recent years, a contrasting paradigm has emerged, the outside-in model, where instead of trying to get all this stuff out of people's heads, we instead ask, how did it get in there in the first place? Where did all these attitudes and beliefs and prejudices come from? And the answer, of course, is that they come from the surrounding culture of which all these consumers are obliged to be a part. And so semiotics is the study of consumer culture, and it has that in common with ethnography and some other methods as well. From a semiotic point of view, then, brands are cultural objects, and semiotics is well equipped to determine their meaning, and as such it's also extremely good at predicting consumer response. That's the science bit out of the way. Let's remind ourselves of the challenges that SCA faced. So, first of all, Charmin customers were extremely loyal and highly resistant to change. Secondly, P&G insisted that SCA change all of Charmin's best and most recognisable assets. So the challenge then, lose